Yo, 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 you already know what it is. You tuning into another episode of The Notion. I am your host, Dizzy D Spill, here with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
And you already know what it is, brother.
So with y'all.
Yo, that's like that. That what's up? This is my last fucking introduction for the day.
Just, hey guys.
You know, you've been doing seminars all day. Yeah, what's going on? This is the last one.
Right, it was like seeing a picture of Chadwick RIP, and it seemed like he had just been doing these for so long, and it's like he had that one, and they sent him with one, and he was just like, what kind of to whatever, bro?
Yeah, just you know what it is.
Every 10 minutes, everybody. What's going on though, man? How you feeling?
Bro, I'm feeling good, man. Been able to get a lot of things done on a productive end, so I'm feeling good. But I always feel good when I'm productive. When I don't execute things that keep me productive is when I start feeling a little funky. How about you, man? How you feeling?
I can understand that. I'm drained, bro. I ain't even gonna front. I've been getting my ass whipped from all angles, from school, work, and this project I'm working on. It's just been a lot.
And could that be from, I don't even know if this is a thing, but being overly productive, maybe?
Bro, when you said being productive, I was thinking that, like, yo, been too productive. Finna productive overdose.
that is a thing, man, where you could be working too hard, man.
You burn out, and I've been trying to chill so I don't do just that. Because, man, if it's not mental, it's physical, and if you know anything, you know mental is a lot more straining than physical, but when you getting hit with both, sheesh.
It's way more. I think people don't understand how, you know, it is a bigger role because your mental has to tell you that you're physically tired.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's definitely it's always a mental thing first. It just, you know, understanding that.
Being a one man operation, and
what Swiss say?
Things,
one man band man.
That make it even worse though.
Yeah. Because
you can't delegate or be like, yo, you handle this while it just won't get done.
You got to run to the other end and be like, okay, I got it.
Write a note, slide over there, and then 10 minutes later, pick up the note and be like, who left this for me? Oh, word. Okay, I knocked it out for him.
At least one of us gets a break.
Right. Bruh, it's crazy.
Sneaker news, man. You got any sneaker news for the listeners, for the sneakerheads, for the people out there that's always looking for some updates? I mean, it don't even have to be in the culture. I mean, it could be kicks and sneakers. You know, anything new coming from the kicks and sneakers brand. What's up, man?
Oh, no. What are we doing? I think, yeah. Kicks and Sneakers is going to reintroduce the cleaning kits.
Okay.
And only in limited supply though. Like I redid the packaging and whatnot, you know. So, and I plan on sending out the cleaning guide to every individual who buys a kit. But that's about it for right now. Everything else is low key under wraps until.
I actually want to speak on that for a minute. For our listeners that have young kids and you guys are tired of buying shoes, not because they're growing, but more so because they're doing serious damage, serious mileage on the kicks, sneaker kit might be a good opportunity or cleaning kit would be a good opportunity to cop from Kicks and Sneakers. And it actually teaches your kid to be a little bit more responsible with taking care of their things. I wish that I was a youngster and I could get a sneaker kit or a cleaning kit for my shit back in the day, and that would have prevented me from using fingernail polish remover and alcohol and other things that were turning my sneakers into sandals slowly.
I remember using bleach on a pair of like canvas kicks, and they were cool for a while, and then it just started to kind of disintegrate. And what happened was the bleach started to eat through them.
Yeah.
And so I basically messed up a pair of shoes. They should have lasted average kid, like, 7 months of school year, like 7 months, 8 months, something like that, right? Them shits lasted like 2.5, and mom was like, "Nah, you fucked them up. You gotta wear them." Yeah,
you gotta do the damn thing with that,
bruh. It was rough.
Sheesh.
Cause junior high, they're the worst.
Yeah, because you know what they doing? They got to get out there on that court if they got a little bit of time and do what it do.
Like middle school, they have no remorse. They talk shit.
They doing everything in those,
bro. No, but they talking shit about you relentlessly. If you
oh
yeah, they dogging you, bro. Like,
yeah. Yo, you see cow feet?
Bruh, I remember the first time I really understood like faded denim, because it was a female too, was in class. She's like, "Yo, why is your pants ashy?" And I was like, "What?" And I looked down and it's like, "Yeah, it's your faded ass denim." And I was just like, "Oh,
yo." Isn't it crazy how certain things that was frowned upon as far as in style and fashion is actually a fashion trend
now?
Yeah.
Back then though, it hurt.
So that's why you got, for the younger listeners, that's why you got to understand like why you got some of these grumpy OGs out here, because it was like, yo, that was not a green light back then, and y'all getting all the love for it. That was a way of survival. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why I don't get dressed no more, bro. I don't care.
Hey, I feel you on that. I dress on how comfortable I'm going to be. Straight up.
Like,
denim?
Right, yo, first of all,
denim sounds very uncomfortable.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It gotta be upscale. And I mean like upscale where my nice expensive sweats just won't do.
My nice expensive sweats.
Yo, straight up.
That's funny as hell, man.
Yo, them joints I spent 150 on, yeah. They can make it. What do you mean? Why not?
Yo, so okay. Now my brand is, luxury lounge wear, you know what I'm saying? But I got some stuff out here, you know what I'm saying, where you can still
you know what I'm saying, pull up in something nice, like what it's like, lady, these are silk lined. You're letting me in.
You better get with it. You better understand.
I'm probably on the list anyway, so
you better, yeah. Feel the material.
Yeah, J Kicks. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Through there. There's a reason Kicks is in the name. Just see the shoes.
Remove yourself.
You'll get kicked if I don't get in.
Remove yourself from my presence, peasant.
It's all type of stuff.
So yeah, man. Came across some pretty dope information. A lot of our listeners don't know that I'm a comic book nerd, and I know before we started airing, you were talking about Cowboy Bebop. I never really got into it. It's more of anime type of stuff, but I seen an article from the WB. Well, it wasn't from the WB, but it was about the WB buying a black comic book series, almost kind of like a universe type of thing, where the creators, the concept is the only people that have superpowers are black people. Yeah.
It's real life.
Hey, you kind of not wrong about that, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting move by Warner Brothers. You know what I'm saying? And then I started looking at who was helping write some stories in that universe of the comics, and there were some known people that's done some TV work on some superhero TV shows, and I was like, oh, okay. And they had started out with a little Kickstarter, like I think about 4 or 5 years ago, and raised up to like 90,000 to start this whole get down. So it made me think about like how creatives have all of these different outlets. If they really, if you really have a good intention and you're really serious, how far you can go. Because until I read the article, I totally forgot about Kickstarters. You know what I'm saying? And if you have the right pitch, if you have the right intentions, you got the right information, certain lanes might, that might be a cool thing. And like I said, me mentioning it is not really about Kickstarter. I just thought that was a dope thing about WB, you know, doing something like that. I think when I hear like all of the stuff about black businesses and support black businesses and or this company donated towards black businesses, you don't really hear the details. That right there is almost like, okay, I kind of hear a little bit of detail as far as somebody acquiring something and, you know, something to that nature where that's actually going to create jobs and people benefiting and things of that sort. And I'm actually interested to see what they come up with as far as comics or TV shows or movies. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was some pretty good information that I came across. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be interesting. You know, I'm not big on TV, but that's dope. It seems to be the wave right now for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's definitely a wave. It's definitely a wave.
But it's also a lot of a lip service.
Yes.
Like you were saying.
Yes.
Nothing really seems to ever formulate from it. Mm-hmm. Most companies, businesses, individuals don't even follow through with that support black businesses.
Yeah.
Buy black and everything. So the fact that there is results yielding from what's going on with the WB, that is dope. Mm-hmm. I'm not real big on comic books, but you know, anything black, I'm all for it because I'm all for us. But
yeah, for sure,
I'm not gonna get on no soapbox.
Yeah,
that's just how it should be. Like the whole support black movement, like the fact that we have to have that movement for ourselves makes no sense to me. Like we should already be driven towards dealing with and supporting our own.
Yeah, I don't like the camp. I'm not a fan. I shouldn't say I don't like. I'm not a fan of the campaigning aspect of it instead of it just being a way of life. Like nobody says, yo, support clothes, support shoes.
No. But it's like you don't hear a Mexican saying buy Hispanic on, or you know what I'm saying, mm-hmm. or Indian, buy Indian on, or buy Asian on only, shop like nobody else has to campaign. Why do we have to campaign? Why? Because we don't. Nobody else does, but it's because we don't either. See, you telling everybody else to do something that you're not actually doing on a consistent basis. How are you going to campaign for supporting black businesses when you actually don't contribute to?
So the campaign is really, so it's really to tell our own, hey, you need to, and that's crazy. It is. It is. It's a bunch of lip service, right?
It's just BS. So I just find that kind of funny. Like, it's like buy black on. It's like, well, I've been supporting majority black businesses that I know just based off the strength. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like when I go out places, I go out events, malls, when I travel and stuff, like I'm looking for that already. I don't have to be told that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like being a business owner, entrepreneur myself, like I'm already looking to deal with the little guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little guy.
You know, it's actually fun. I'm pretty sure, you know, you enjoy it, but it's fun for me going and finding these brands and actually liking it and then wearing it. And then the idea of like not that many people are on game yet.
Yeah, that's fun. There's something that is fresh right now I was thinking about though. And I will say it. Because it has to be said. The lack of service or the bad customer service or just sometimes a lack of execution overall with these black owned businesses and entrepreneurs that can be frustrating.
Yeah. Go ahead,
but
because I got a lot to say on that one. Go ahead.
Certain things have to be understood. Small business, just starting out, usually one person operation, so they're doing all aspects of the business, the company, the service, the goods, whatever it may be.
Right.
So you have to understand that they're not going to always execute 100% top of, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not a big company like Walmart where it's automatic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going through the process probably for every order.
Right.
For every service. Sometimes they fumble. Sometimes they drop the ball. You know what I'm saying? They're human. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
Now, with that being said, you as the owner, the entrepreneur, also have to take into account that nobody has to contribute to or support or, you know what I'm saying, deal with your goods or your services at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if they spend money with you, they expect something to be done a certain way.
Yes.
They expect their goods in a certain time.
Right.
And things to operate in a certain manner. And when that doesn't happen, they're going to reach out just like you would if you spend money. So as the entrepreneur, the business owner, the person running things, you have to be understanding that you can't snap. You can't deliver bad service. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't be nasty when you respond to these people who are choosing to spend their hard-earned money with you.
Right.
Now, the people that are spending their hard-earned money also have to have extra patience, understanding that small time.
Yeah.
So my shipping might not be 4 to 7 days like the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
It might be 4 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
Small time.
Yeah.
I can afford that without charging you more.
Right.
Because some of y'all complain about the prices already.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be understanding and patience on both sides.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when that happens, it should be easier to communicate, to make things flow a little smoother for the customer to get their goods or their service and the owner to get paid and possibly even some more business because of how they service the customer.
Absolutely.
You got to help each other. Goes hand in hand.
Well, I think the distraction in a lot of that, in trying to understand that concept, is, you know, sometimes it's entitlement, sometimes it's, you know, a Hollywood behavior as far as in understanding how business goes, and then sometimes the argument of not appreciating what somebody's put together. And everything that I'm saying is obviously going on one side or the other. As far as in, when I say Hollywood, I mean, you know, brands thinking that they've already made it to a certain level. Yeah. And then as far as, you know, customers and clients, you know, having this thing where it's like, well, I don't want to pay that. You know what I'm saying? And what you don't understand, what a lot of people don't understand, is you pay for things that are overpriced every single day. It's just the brand has made an impact globally, you know, that now it's like, okay, it's official, so I'm going to be official if I get it. You know, the very cell phones that people pay $1,000 to $100 to own don't even cost $100 to make. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, if people took the time to look at it like that and stop finding a reason to not do something that they seem interested in because they, you know, want to be combative over a small business, is crazy. Now, what I will say about businesses in general, period, I don't care if you're big or you're small, there's just certain shit that you just have to have in place. That's just standard. Me and you know, before we got on air, you showed me a site that reached out, you know what I mean? And they didn't have any way of contact really, or no website, you know what I'm saying? And it's,
I'm glad you said that because there's something else I wanted to touch on, but we start speaking about something, bro. So I won't get, how can I do this? I don't want to say any name to disclose what it is or whatever. So, you know, I'll be on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
There's people on Twitter saying, "Oh, I wish there was this, and I wish there was this app, and I wish this app was available with the woo woo," right?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the app is available.
Wow.
And, oh wait, it gets better because the person or the company or the people, apparently it's one person. I'm gonna tell you how I know that, but the person running the company is responding to the tweets with like gifs of like slapping people, choking people, and all, because the app exists. What it is you want, it exists. This is the app. It exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued. I go look at the app. I'm like, all right, this is cool. Oh, I could be a part of it as a vendor? Interesting. So I see what's the process to become a vendor. So I start going through a process, and then I send out, it says DM with this information, go to, it says choose a platform, either IG or Facebook.
Okay.
And whichever platform you choose, that will be the way that you communicate to get certain information to them.
Okay.
Now they have a website and everything, and I went through that process and I filled out some stuff. But then there's like, this is tied to the social media aspect of it. So which platform is it that you majorly operate on? And whichever one you choose, that's how we'll go about setting things up between us, the social media, and you as a vendor and all the stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And then I messaged them and they're like, yeah, well, I'm not taking any such and such right now because it's the weekend and it's such and such time. I take stuff Monday through Friday from this time to this time. I'm a one-person operation, so I take time for Saturday and Sundays to do this, and this. So I won't be saying, so anything that is sent on Saturday and Sunday will not. I don't know if he said, no, I don't think he said be read because he responded, or she, I don't know, what I'm saying, but it's like, anything that is sent on Saturday or Sunday will not be verified, or it won't pass through, or it won't be received, or something like that. To the point where I was just like, well, I won't be coming back, so I guess I just won't be a part of it. And I deleted the app and I just went on about my business. And I was just like, bro, really?
So
it was black owned. So I was just kind of like, oh, bet. Well, guess I won't be a part of that. Like, I just, cause all right.
Okay, so this is the same brand that was punching and slapping and with the gift saying like, I'm right here, I exist, and then you show up and it's like, oh, whoa, I'm not ready. Like,
oh, come back between my office hours, but it's a virtual. It's an app, and it's you see what I'm saying? Like,
okay, here's some advice, business owners. Okay, especially small business owners and people just starting out. Nobody cares when you say that I have to do this and I have to do that. Nobody cares if you label yourself a business, because you are responsible for everything. Now, in a perfect world where feelings and emotions and all that stuff should matter to a certain degree, yeah, but nobody cares. The only thing they know is that they paid their money and the transaction went through, and they don't have any tracking information. They don't have any order updates. They don't have anything. They don't care that you're doing everything by yourself.
Bro, I have been on the move, networking, meetings, paperwork for this project that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to school right now. I have 2 classes, but these classes are extremely demanding. I have 2 to 3 tests a week from each class.
Mm-hmm.
Or excuse me, quizzes, and then I usually have 1 test from each class in that week, and then it's like every other week it's a paper due for each class.
And you're also here at work today.
Oh, and not just that, Kicks and Sneakers run services.
Yes. For those that don't know, yes.
And I have been out the last week and a half, at least, passing out flyers and networking
like crazy.
The services,
nigga, you gave me a flyer.
Yeah. So, that was just to show you them, but frame it or some shit.
That's after you showed them to me.
Put it in the book. Nah, that was a physical one.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah,
like, bro, you
just sit it on the counter so everybody else can see it.
I'm like, bro, you touched all the kicks that I needed touching, just in case you forgot.
Yeah. Anybody else come by, you got a little one coming, he might need some. But so then people start hitting me, right? I need my kicks done. Bro, I can't turn around and be like, yo, all right, so look, I want to do the kicks, but I got 2 quizzes that's due tonight, so check me out. All right, and I got a meeting because I'm trying to do something. So what I'm gonna do is, let's link tomorrow around 3. Can you do 3? You can't do 3. Okay. So hit me sometime tomorrow and then we'll put it together, but not right now. I know I gave you the flyer and I'm like, tap me with ASAP when you need you. Oh, you stained them today. That'd be the perfect time. Tomorrow though.
Yeah. Let the stain marinate.
You be like, this? What? First of all, my nigga, fuck your quiz. I spent $300 on these kicks and I stained them. Help. Like, you gave me a card. You gave me a flyer.
You gave me a way out. Now you telling me that this ain't the way yet.
You said you're the guy, and now you're telling me not right now. Are you running a business or not?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can't give excuses. Like,
right.
I have to... He hit me. He ready. I got to go pick up the kicks. I pretty much have to stop what I'm doing,
right,
and operate as a business and to be able to run the services and be like. There's no excuses. There's no people don't care about your life and your personal life and what you have going on. And it's not from rude. Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not a place of malice or anything like that, or selfishness.
Though.
Yeah, it's a business transaction.
All that shit is irrelevant because you separate your personal and your business life, correct? Yeah. So then when you have personal stuff going on, you can't come to the business side of things and make excuses about what's going on in your personal life because that's irrelevant.
Well, I mean, what some people have to look at is you got to look at it the other way around. Pretend that your small business is now $1 million revenue brand, right? And then somebody that maybe bought something and, you know, wants to file a complaint and talk about how their day went in the midst of the complaint. Naturally, you're going to be like, I mean, customer service, you're going to actually acknowledge that. And I'm sorry that you're having a bad day, but 9 times out of 10, it ain't even going to get up to the higher ups. But the point is like, that's not what this is about. This isn't a therapy session. It's a transaction.
Like I got a $1 million clothing company and something go wrong with the distribution. The owner of the shop called me and like, yeah, the shipment didn't come. I got customers out here waiting. You're messing up my financials. My wife left me. I'm constipated. I just don't know what's going on. What's up or down? Like, whoa. I don't care about any of that shit.
Yeah.
Actually, it's too personal, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
TMI,
about what's
bruh.
going on. But can we get back to the close? Look, I'm checking the routing right now. Okay, we got to end this call. He tripping. You know what I'm saying? But it's that's irrelevant. We are handling business. It's about the transaction and what's going on right here and what's at hand. Stay on topic. Stay focused. This is what we're dealing with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever personal, you handle that on your personal time.
And to keep it real, if these businesses really focused on personal issues when it comes to the things that are happening with every single order or every single consumer, you're going to go out of business because that's not what you're in business for. That's what other things are in business for.
You're not in business to tell people to hold on. Hold on 1 minute. Wait. I want to spend this money. Just a minute.
For real.
We gonna do business or not? Yeah, just a minute. Let me finish what I got going on. My girl's tripping. She wants to move in. Like, you know,
yeah, bro. Like nobody's there for that, man. And a lot of people, they struggle with understanding that. But I mean, like I said, it goes both ways. But like I'm here to tell you, listeners, man, when it comes to your business, you got to keep your shit right. You have to be able to be available in a lot of different ways. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason why you got to have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all these annoying different platforms. And I can explain to you why. Because you're going to have a client that says, oh, I only do Twitter. I only do Facebook. I only do Instagram.
It's not even about that. It's about so you can't have those type of clients.
Yes.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You got to be able to hit people on different platforms and reach them where they're at. If you have somebody that ultimately only operates on LinkedIn and Facebook, your IG and Twitter will never touch them.
Right. And that's what I was saying.
Primarily, you know what I'm saying, only do Twitter and you campaigning everywhere else except Twitter. How are you going to get people from Twitter to come to contribute to the business?
Exactly.
Like, how are you going to gain customers? You won't. So you have to have all these different platforms that you're advertising on to be able to touch people in different areas on different platforms, really be able to connect.
And the best way to understand that is very simple. Look at it like this. If like McDonald's, for example, McDonald's is available everywhere. McDonald's isn't just available. I think, if I'm not mistaken, McDonald's started out in California. But if McDonald's only stayed in California, then it would only be a California thing. So it's global. You know what I mean? They understood that I have to be able to give the option for everyone. For everyone. That's how it has to go.
Bro, I mean, like, you know, you limit yourself when you don't.
Yeah.
It just happened. I was on Twitter, and because of Twitter and me putting stuff on Twitter, I got a new follower to IG that ultimately became a subscriber to the newsletter.
Nice.
You feel me? So they went to the website, they subscribed, and they actually read the newsletter.
Mm-hmm. And I actually got people. I actually got people from Clubhouse, even though that place can be a headache. But I've actually gotten people to follow and check some things out. I mean, there's definitely a lot of cap that goes on there. But the point is you go to these different elements and where people like to be at. That's their comfort zone, and it's like, oh, I never even knew you exist.
Right.
Let me check you out.
You'd be surprised, but I mean, like, you know, not to get away too much from the topic, but a lot of Black-owned businesses have that problem of not being able to separate the personal and the business and operate a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Or having personal things affect the business side, and then how they come off, or how they operate, or how they deal with people, or the lack of.
I had some struggles with that. We had some struggles with that here with the podcast, because I would share a lot of podcast stuff from my music end, like on the Facebooks and stuff, and I was like, no. This is a separate entity. It needs to have its own fan base, its own hub. So if I'm going to share something from the Notion, I'm going to the Notions page and sharing the Notions content.
That's why I have Cakes and Sneakers, and then I have a personal IG. And my Cakes and Sneakers is so much bigger than my personal.
Both pages are so lit.
You know, it's Kicks and Sneakers. That's Kicks and Sneakers. A personal, I be on one. That's for me.
You got the Kicks and Sneakers, and then you have the black market. That's what he's trying to tell y'all, people. But yeah, man, you definitely got to separate the two, man, because people can and will get confused.
But on the same breath, it's like when you separate the two, and you're really able to say. Certain things will happen in business, and you'll be like, it's just business. Mm-hmm. You won't take it a certain way. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You'll learn to operate a certain way. It'll be like, I remember something happened, and I was on the verge of, I got a contract. If people want to deal with me, and I got a contract. Mm-hmm. And I read the contract, and I was offended, and I'm upset. They got me fucked up. And I was like, nah, we doing like this. And I printed it out. You from my red pen, I went through, made hella changes and everything. Now, with that being said, I started operating with feelings and emotions. I'm taking it personally. Mm-hmm. Why? Because this is my project. I worked on it. They want to deal with me. So I'm personal with it. I got all type of feelings involved, but it's just business for them. The contract they sent me is the same contract they send to every novice, with a couple of minor changes, like my name, the title of the project, and a couple other little, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That is the basic deal that they send to novice, which is what they deemed me. Mm-hmm. And for them, this is just business. Yeah. I'm operating on a personal level, right?
Yeah.
As soon as I understood it was just business, I was like, okay, yeah, true, right. Yeah. Because they don't even know me to offend me.
Right. But it's so easy for us to get wrapped up, you know.
And you know what I'm saying?
And we already talked about facts and feelings, you know what I mean? So that's a part of separating the two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once I understood that, you know what I'm saying, I made some different changes to the contract, and then I sent it back with a different mindset. Mm-hmm. You know, we went back and forth for a while, and we ultimately were not able to come to a deal, because I feel like they were trying to get over on me regardless, because even with me being a novice, the contract was unfair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I understand most companies send out that type because it benefits them. Right. But my thing was, if you have that much confidence, then you should be able to front everything on the front end, and whatever is on the back end, give me that, because I'm more concerned about exposure. So, you know, understanding the not mixing up the two. You know what I mean? So,
you said a key word, exposure. And, you know, what a lot of people need to understand about the exposure aspect of this world is that your friends and your family don't owe you shit when it comes to getting the exposure. Now, it would be nice for the 100 to 1,000 people that see your content every day to share it. That's the right route to go. But what people have to understand about that as well is that you want real clients and you want real customers. So if these folks are not sharing content, if they're not buying anything, then it's doing you actually a service, because that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for people that are really interested in your brand. I see a lot of people, they start out thinking that because they have a certain amount of followers, or they was that dude or they was that chick back in the day, and I don't know what the hell happened. Now, yeah, everybody goes through it where it's like, damn, I would have thought that this person and this person and this person that I personally know that have an interest in what I'm doing would cop or would be interested. Now, I understand that, but you also have to understand that they have their own reasons that have nothing to do with you on why they won't or why they don't do that. But the main thing that I wanted to get at with exposure as well is you have to put yourself in position to get the right exposure. Because like we were talking about earlier with the page that reached out, they didn't have a website. You have to have everything so that there's no way that people are steering off and be like, I'm not interested because it's too much searching to do.
Bro, they reached out to me and then I go to your IG and you don't have a website, a number, a location. You don't have any proof that you are legit or real in any shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah. And in this day and age, it's real easy to access product if you have it. All the social media sites are making it pretty easy for you to link things together and go through, funnel through here and there. So when I go somewhere, and it's not even just, we're talking about businesses, but even when somebody's like, hey, yo, I do music, because I do music. All right, yeah, wait, where can I find you? It's hard to find people. People have reached out to me and be like, oh, you do music, and where can I find you? Everywhere. You can Google my stage name if you want. I'm on Tidal. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on YouTube. Everywhere. The point is you have to put yourself.
SoundCloud link. Yeah, that's two Z's.
Yo,
but that's what I'm saying. Like I was saying, like with the social media, like you can't not find kicks and sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you Google it, you're gonna find me. If you go on LinkedIn, you're gonna find me. Facebook, IG, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do Snapchat anymore because it doesn't work. I don't get the type of feedback that I want to. And a lot of people that were following me on Snapchat follow me on other platforms.
Yeah.
So in that sense, that platform became irrelevant. And that's another thing. You have to understand which platforms play to your strengths.
Yeah.
And which ones work better for you. That don't mean X out all the other ones.
Right.
But now, if there's some that become obsolete, or it seems like bro, because when you look at Snapchat, it's cool, but that's more like
social. It's more personal.
Extremely.
Only businesses I feel like capitalizing are the ones that's getting advertising on the app. It's gotten real commercial, like as far as in.
And I don't know, I left a while ago.
Yeah,
because I was like,
I'll chime in like once a month, and I don't know what's going on because the format is so different. But the way they have stuff set up now is it's like everything. It looks like you're following a whole bunch of people that you're really not following. It's just content that they're probably getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So it gets a little confusing. Like, I don't follow that. Oh, it's almost like an ad type of situation.
Almost like how they used to have that Discover page.
It's exactly what it looks like. As soon as you get in, it looks like the Discover page. And shout out to IG for getting rid of that shit.
Well, I mean, if you go to the search,
yeah,
they still have a page where it's that.
Yeah, but it's not like you know what I mean? It's not
heavy. It's
not heavy like that. So I think people like that the newer concept a whole lot better than that. But yeah, I had to speak on the exposure part because so many people are out here emulating businesses and emulating that they're serious. And it's the first thing is you have to be available. If you're not available, meaning people can't find you, then you are in no position, ma'am or sir, to complain about lack of support if that's what you want to look for, or contributions and things of such, if you're not even putting yourself in a position for everybody to be able to reach you on as many levels as possible. That doesn't mean you have to have every single thing, but you should probably have a good 90% of, from websites to social media to, mailing address,
How about I say, bro,
PO box, all of that
has IG, website, email, and the business line.
Yep.
Those are all like direct ways to get in contact. I had somebody call Kicks and Sneakers line today to schedule a cleaning pickup for tomorrow.
Nice.
From an event that I went to last week, passing out flyers.
Oh, and by the way,
Trying
people,
to get more exposure.
Google phone number is what you can get. You can get a Google phone number. If you feel a way about giving your number out. But anyways, you have to be accessible.
Yep.
So
hit me out working on shoes. I got right back because he actually left a message. Smart individual. I got
there
right
you go.
Back. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Yeah, what happened to that?
I don't. Well, it all depends. Like sometimes I leave messages, sometimes I don't. But
I'm talking about in that instance, as far as business.
I'm leaving.
People just give up. Or they didn't pick up. They're not serious. Like, leave a message. You think you're the one person
operating in the business they told you when they can't get to you right now.
Right.
I'm just saying, like. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to get my hair braided, but you didn't answer. Yeah, because my hands was covered in grease. I was actually in the middle of a head.
Yeah.
I braid. It's crazy.
It's kind of like how that works.
Yeah, I be doing that from time to time.
Yeah, I don't have voice answer at the moment. But
hey Siri, block that nigga.
but something, I think these are good. These are good key points, because when we discuss things like black businesses and supporting and contributing, there's so many things where, like you said earlier, people just take that leap all the way over and skip past a lot of very important steps and key points, and to be able to execute properly. Because if you're able to execute properly, then maybe, just maybe, you won't struggle as much with things like customer service, brand recognition, exposure, word of mouth, things like that.
I 100% believe lack of communication, and I don't just mean verbally, but I mean how people campaign, advertise, put themselves out there. Certain information is missing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes back to.
Information is missing.
There's certain information that is missing that will put you in a situation having to answer questions that you feel people should already know. That will create frustration that will bring about your bad response, which will be deemed bad customer service. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just like it's a little trickle that can become a ripple effect that could hit so much more than you expect it to. So it's about just being detailed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how you communicate, whether it be verbally or through advertising and social media, whatever. Just make sure that you are detailed, because when you are detailed, you could almost revert back to stuff. Somebody asks you something like, well, didn't you see how I worded everything in the flyer? I mean, the answer is such and such and such, but I also make sure to put it in the flyer, or it's on here as well. Or make sure that if you have questions, you refer back to I have frequently asked questions section on my website.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like, make sure you refer back to that before you come to me. And if it's not there, then that is my bad. But if it's there and you're asking me, I'm going to answer the question because that's good customer service. But then I'm going to also refer you back to the FAQ area.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but if I don't have the details there to refer you back to that, then I have to answer the question every time it's asked.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And people got to understand that, business owners and people that are starting out businesses, you're gonna get stupid questions. You're gonna get all the time. I just had it earlier this week. I was on Clubhouse trying to network, and somebody came across my page, and I like your brand and it's dope. And they asked about all of the prices for all of the stuff that's on my Instagram, which has my website, which if you click on the website, you'll be able to see everything that's on the shop. And I have my shop linked to my Instagram, so you can see everything on my shop on Instagram. But you want to verbally ask me how much it is of the stuff that you're actually looking at on the page. You're going to get that. That's where patience comes in at.
Yo, how much is that $45 hoodie? Yo, you don't hear me? How much is the $45 hoodie? Yo, this nigga's stupid.
It happens. It will happen. Repeatedly. Until you get to a position to where you're not dealing with clients and customers directly, bro, it's gonna continue.
Even when you're not dealing with them directly, they will find a way. Like, do you understand? Like, all right. So, Virgil Abloh. Today is the 4th. Yesterday, his museum showcase started out in Boston, ICA. Everybody has been hitting him, and everybody's wondering, are there shoes in the showcase? Will the shoes be released at ICA? Because he did, the All Blacks at one museum. He did the University Blues at a different museum, and now there's the Canary Yellows Air Forces, All-White Air Forces. And so it's the Boston Museum. So, like, when they're going to release, or they're going to be part of the showcase, will they be releasing there, blase, blase. Like, he had to get on IG and was like, yo, the shoes will not be part of the showcase. All right. You trying to get the kicks? Please refer to the sneakers app for all information. Leave me alone. So,
yo, shout out to Kicks and Sneakers for sharing that information to help him out.
So,
I think you shared that on. Do you share that in your story?
I don't know. I might have. If it wasn't me, it's my other boy who did. I got the info from. Or matter of fact, no, he sent that to me directly. So I ain't share it. I don't know if he shared it, but basically,
you shared it now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but you know what I mean. But it don't matter how high up you get, or if you're doing stuff and people want it, you're gonna get people who ask questions and inquire about stuff, and they will hassle you, impress you, even when the information is available. At the end of the day, you have to take all of it as a compliment, because they're inquiring, because they want to support, they want to purchase, they want to know more, they want to know what's up. And for anybody who is operating any type of business as an entrepreneur, owner, and you're just coming up, that's ultimately what you want. You want people to be interested, intrigued, inquire, ask questions,
and
you know
talking.
Yeah, ultimately you want sales and business. You might not always get that initially, but if they're talking, inquiring, asking questions, that means that you're starting to get what? Exposure. And exposure will bring about everything you want once you get enough of it.
Yep. Because they'll do the exposure. They'll handle all the exposure for you.
So, just understand that. And you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with people. You have to be patient with the process. You have to be patient with your struggles and your
you have to be patient with yourself.
And your hurdles and your all of that, bro. Like, it's a major process. You can't skip any steps. And being patient and having understanding. And see, that's the thing. You can't just understand from your perspective. You have to understand from other people's perspective too, because you're dealing with people.
Yep. A different person every time too.
Right.
Yep.
And you have to be willing to kind of meet people where they're at and deal with them a certain way to be able to get what it is you have to them.
That's why people gotta understand, like, you have to have a real uniform way of operating, dealing with so many different things. That's so important. Because you having a uniform way of doing things will help you deal with deal with everyone.
It's simple though. People want good service.
Yep.
They want things simplified. And they want it accessible.
Yep. And they also want to be treated well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the
customer service aspect.
You know what I'm saying? It's just good customer service. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's accessible.
Yep.
And I forgot the other one because I'm high.
Yeah, that other and then just do that shit.
Good customer service, make it accessible, and simplify it.
Yeah.
Like, if you make things simple, you can. It's simple.
Yeah.
Right?
Very.
When you simplify it, it's hard to misunderstand it. Right. When you give good customer service, people speak good and they usually return, right?
Yeah, they can't wait to share the experience.
when you make it accessible, easy to get to, easy for them to have, they're happy, which also translates to good customer service. But then it alleviates a lot of questions because it's easily accessible. They can get right to it without having to jump through hella obstacles or hurdles.
And that's a real thing when you say that, because there's two examples. I follow a very, very group of funny individuals, Supreme Dreams. And I remember them doing a comedy sketch on their experience from one restaurant to another. And their experience was like the Popeyes experience versus Chick-fil-A experience. And like they exaggerated the hell out of both experiences. But I noticed with Chick-fil-A, and I know you know, that ain't really a place you kick it at too much, but they have a reputation for extremely great customer service, right? And then there's other places that have reputations for very bad customer service. Now, the crazy thing is, when you hear good customer service or bad customer service and they're chain franchises, right? That's a culture. That's the way it's like, there's a standard. We are not going anything under this. And it travels. That's word of mouth. That's experience. And you see the success behind it. You know what I mean? You do. I mean, there's still some businesses with fucked up customer service, but it's just that company chooses to say, look, this is the reputation I want to have. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna keep it real. Like, because of that, some people just gonna feel like the food just tastes a little bit better because of the way they was treated.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
My shit was packaged with love. What you mean? Nigga looked me in the eyes and said, have a good day. He meant it, bro.
He meant it.
Like, the sun was shining as I pulled off. Like, the lemonade hit harder.
They were singing when they were stirring the lemonade.
I even got an extra Polynesian sauce. So, like, life's good right now. Like, you can shut the fuck up. Shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's good customer service is like the cherry on top. Right?
Yeah.
But the whole thing about it is like, think about a sundae with the cherry on top and think about a sundae without the cherry on top. Mm-hmm. It's just a cherry, right? Mm-hmm. But it looks better with that cherry on top, don't it? It looks a lot better.
It's official.
Like, think about it. If you get a sundae and you can put your phone on and be like, wait, excuse miss, the cherry. I'll bring you a couple. Shit, bring them all, because before I take the picture, I need the cherries on top. You see what I'm saying? Because the cherry on top. Yeah. So, and that's what customer service is. Like, you can give, cool service, and that's what's up. But to give good or great customer service,
it hits different.
Oh, man.
It's different. It's one of those things where it's like, I can't, I got to tell people about this experience versus, you know what? I'm about to let everybody know about this bullshit.
It's as simple as this. You buy something at a store, right? They bag it. They say, here you go, thank you. Or they take the bag, they come around the corner and say, we appreciate your service, have a wonderful day. Shit, I will now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now, you spent your money with both. They both bagged it. They both said thank you. One gave you cool service, thank you. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Someone gave you good customer service and they came around and handed you your bag and, thank you, have a wonderful day. Like, You know what I'm saying? That personalized the interaction.
Yep.
Just in that instance.
Exactly. That acknowledgement. We appreciate what
leveled it up, right?
Appreciate what you contributed to what we do every day,
bro.
Yeah,
I got a jacket, and the jacket came, and it came in a bag. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I opened the bag. It came inside of another bag to protect it. That's like, oh, dope. I ordered something from another place. It came in a box. I pop open the box. I open the box. There's tissue paper and a little note. And, like, dope. Presentation.
Yeah.
I've also ordered stuff that just came thrown in the bag. I opened the bag and just pulled it out and here it was. Yeah. Didn't need to be ironed before I could wear it.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it just.
They not even going to send me an iron, too?
It's the extra.
Yeah.
It's just a little more to say.
A little more.
I'm going above and beyond. See, the above and beyond is considered good customer service because nobody does it anymore. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yep. It's important.
And that sound backwards. It sound backwards.
Yeah, it does.
Going above and beyond. is good customer service because nobody do it anymore. You would think just doing the basic.
You would think that it would be a competition on who has the best customer service. Nah, that's not the case.
That requires more effort.
Uh-oh.
That's not the wave right now.
Nah.
That's not the wave right now.
Get the bag.
Garbage bag, because that's trash.
Trash.
Think about it, though. There is a whole generation that doesn't want to work.
Not at all.
Effort, energy, exert that. F that.
Well, there's two sides, and this is without going down a rabbit hole. But there's two sides to it, and I think that there's something that we probably got to touch on another time. But the issue is not the work; it's what to work for, and a lot of people don't know how to separate that. So they take the word work and they associate it with everything bad, when you got to understand everything you do is work. It's just like a basketball player. You working to get to the rim, and you working for that 3-pointer, you working on defense, but you're working towards something that you want to do. But what happens is people say, I don't want to do this, I want to do that. And whatever it is that they want to do requires work too. So you cannot escape it. It's inevitable.
Here's the kicker. Plot twist. Whatever it is you want to do requires more work than you doing something for somebody else.
It requires more work than what you're probably doing now.
100%.
Because you want it that bad. What's that old saying? If you want something right, you got to do it yourself. There's a lot of truth with that if it's something that you really want to do, because here's the thing. Only you know how you want it done in the specific ways and details and execution and everything.
And that's kicking my ass right now.
Yep. Because you're almost done with the candy.
Nah, this damn project.
Oh.
Well, because it's like, it's one of them things where, could I bring some people on board? Probably. Could I lighten the load? Pretty sure.
But then you're depending on somebody with your baby.
I have something I want to do. I want it to come across a certain way. I want it to be executed a certain way. So I will reach out to people and contract them to do certain things.
Yeah.
But the overall execution and building up and putting together and orchestrating, and that's on me.
Yeah.
I can't. I won't. I refuse.
Exactly.
That same thing with the business.
And that's what a lot of people got to understand too. When you want people to, for those out there that, I work on my own, and remember why you do it.
You don't want nobody to fuck your shit up.
Yeah, remember why you do it. So don't pull the burden card. Remember why you do it. And do it. Anyways, man, I hope y'all soaked up that game that me and my brother Jelani kicked out to you. If you want to start a business, or if you're in business, those are just some requirements that you have to have. It's not always about the success aspect of what others think. It's about how you execute things and how you want to do it. Right?
Yep.
Anyways, this your boy Dizzy D Spill here with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
And you've been tuning into The Notion. Thank you for contributing and listening. We out this piece.
Shout out to y'all.